Hey, have you heard of TrueNorth.bet?
I have now.
It's built up from the ground to be the credible, dependable, safe gaming experience for Canadians like you. Because that's what you were looking for, right?
Yeah, it is. How'd you know that?
Well, it's just one of those things.
Adam wasn't talking to you. He was talking to you.
That's right. You, who are here with us in the room. TrueNorth.bet focuses exclusively on Canada and Canadian players. TrueNorth.bet takes pride in having the best customer service on the market, and that actually is really important when it comes to gaming. They're professional, they're efficient, and they are built for you. And you, and you. You, the everybody. And TrueNorth.bet has an incredible offer for you. They will match your first deposit up to $500 in bonus funds. $500, Steve Dangle.
$500.
And all you have to do is go visit TrueNorth.bet/SDPN. It's an easy one. TrueNorth.bet/SDPN to register and get this incredible offer. Again, that's $500 in bonus funds with your first deposit. TrueNorth.bet/SDPN. SDPN. Can we play the the audio? No, we can play the video too because it's on Twitter, so it's public domain now.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we can.
It's footage from an No, we can't.
How does it make it on the thing without being taken down?
That's a great question, Adam. But Jesse, are we gonna get demonetized if we put this on YouTube?
We'll see.
Oh, okay. Well,
let's try it.
No.
Anyway,
no, we don't need to play. It doesn't help to play.
You've all seen you've all seen it.
Yeah.
It's Trevor Zegras and Troy Terry and Jay Superstar Beagle. Let's have a listen to what Tyson Nash has to say about the whole situation.
Trying to poke it in behind Kozhinosh. And now Fowler, and now everything's going to happen here, and Jay Beagle grabs a hold of somebody.
You knew that was going to start something, and I love it.
Yeah,
Beagle's pounding somebody.
Troy Terry. Yeah, Beagle and caught him up high. Oh, man.
And Beagle's going to fight someone else here. And Terry's hurt.
Jay Beagle caught Troy Terry with a couple.
That's the problem sometimes with these young players. You want to embarrass guys, and you want to skill it up, you better be prepared to get punched in the mouth.
Beagle wants to go with Fowler. I think Fowler wants to go with him.
I'd love to see him let him go.
Boy, I haven't seen Jay Beagle like that all season.
You haven't seen Jay Beagle all season.
I love it. Good for Jay Beagle. He's a veteran player that's been around a long time, and he's watching these young kids dance around these fancy moves.
All right. I think we can take it there. Is there any more? I don't think there's more. So there's a lot there.
Yes.
So remember how I told you a couple episodes ago the Philadelphia Flyers were total shit? And so what they decided to do, and not now, which they are, but when they were expansion team, they were total shit. So what did they decide to do? They got big, they got heavy, and they said, you're going to play down to our level. Yeah. That's what Jay Beagle did, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, can you describe what happened on the play for people who haven't seen it, everybody's listening?
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to let you do it.
Like, you do it, stupid.
I'm going to let you do it, Steve, because I think you're very good at this.
Well, okay, so it's 5-0. Trevor Zegras comes in. He says that the puck was eligible to be played. It is the Coyotes' contention that it was not. So they didn't like that he's poking their goalie, especially when it's 5-0. So Beagle comes in and gives him a shot, kind of in a sensitive area. Troy Terry comes in for his guy, and maybe the mistake Troy Terry makes is he grabs Beagle expecting to restrain him, not expecting to fight him. So Beagle proceeds to beat the brakes off of this young man. And I'm sure you've seen the picture going around Twitter of Troy Terry had quite the mangled face after.
His left eye was like, you couldn't even open it.
And I'm not trying to say this to insult Louis Eriksson, but his greatest contribution to hockey this season was restraining Trevor Zegras throughout all this, because that young man was going to get demolished. That's he was going to be turned into Tony Soprano's favorite drink, some pulp orange juice. So thank goodness he didn't get involved.
The most important part of all of that is there's a young man named Connor Walchuk he's on the ice there. He's a member of the Leafs organization in my Twitch streams, once in 67.
Shut up. I was like, why is this relevant?
We signed him in 2026.
Is he good?
He's been a great member of the organization. He's played for the Marlies. Marlies have won 2 Calder Cups.
With him?
He was a member of those teams, yeah.
Hey, Sid 60, what would you say about the Calder Cup?
The Calder Cup means something in video games.
So okay. So then Trevor Zegras, and Jesse, you've got this quote.
Yes.
Trevor Zegras said it's embarrassing for the league after the game. I'm paraphrasing. Jesse has the real life quote. You have it. You have him actually saying it?
Yeah, I have his
'cause that we're allowed
post-game.
Jesse, you're a sexy boy.
His comments, post-game comments are right here. And I'm going to play them.
Why'd you say that like Stewie? Like Stuart
Sexy.
Here we go. The audio is awful,
2
but
minutes
that's
left
what
in
we
the game.
got.
We're up 5-0. Guy, our best player, our leading goal scorer, one of the best players, in my opinion, in the whole league, takes a shot, or I take a shot. He comes in to help me. I'm not going to name the player, but I get that he's going to punch him maybe once. But the fact that he's down and he's not engaged in a fight, you're gonna hit him 3 more times. I think it's embarrassing. I think he should be embarrassed. I'm not going to comment any further on whether or not I think he should have even been able to get to Troy while he was on the ice. But I'm embarrassed that he even got that far. I appreciate Troy sticking up for me because I think that's a nonsense cross-check with 2 minutes left in a 5-0 game. I'm embarrassed for whoever that was. I'm not going to say his name. And I think the league should step in here and do something about it.
Was the puck loose when you kind of jabbed at it? And then
100% loose. And I get you're going to hit me in the back, but you don't punch a guy when he's down, especially a 32 goal scorer in the NHL who's a superstar. I think it's embarrassing. I think it's a bad look for the league. And for the player that did it, it's humiliating, and I think he should be fucking punished.
So I want to say that I'm really glad that they were able to keep the freight train schedule going as the interview was happening. But it's important, guys. We got supply chain issues. We can't stop this train for nobody.
You know what? I got made fun of years ago. I had I think it was an iPod Touch with a camera on it, but I also had an audio recorder. And I recorded interviews with the Marlies holding the iPod Touch and with the audio.
Smart. You sync it up later?
And I got made fun of. I was like, listen, I can't afford a big old camera, but I got these 2 things. I sync up the audio with the video. Look at this. It looks great. It sounds great. And I don't know why I got made fun of for essentially not having any money and living with my parents.
Poor intern.
Yeah.
Have you tried not being poor at the game?
Well, because had I not done that, it would have sounded like
That's
that.
because you were poor.
I was poor.
What car were you driving? What was your family station
That was
wagon?
the 1995 Ford Taurus station wagon.
That was a sexy car.
Choo-choo.
I don't think it went above 80 kilometers an hour.
No, you could get it all the way up to 105, and the wheel would shake, and it was not a good time. No air conditioning either. That was fun driving to the zoo every day.
Obviously, Trevor Zegras is pissed about this, right?
Yeah.
And you can understand why. First off, it's his buddy, right? So on a human level, you get that. And this buddy of his just stuck up for him. I get that.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is that you have somebody who has, and I'm bringing up his stats right now because I think it's important. You have somebody, actually, forget the stats for a moment. You have somebody who did not engage in a fight, took a punch, and then continued to not fight and went down, and the punches continued.
Yeah, it's interesting because Zegras doesn't appear to have a problem with most of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 3 punches.
Now
while he was down.
There is a 3-inch and 30-pound difference between Jay Beagle and Troy Terry. There is a 30-goal difference between Jay Beagle and Troy Terry.
31.
No, 30.
Oh, is it?
Troy Terry's got 30.
Oh, so Zegras lied? He doesn't have 32?
Beagle's got 1 in 26 games this year. Now, we will get to the commentary of it in just a moment. But the event itself does highlight something about hockey that, that we find frustrating. Because here's the thing. You could say to me whatever you want to say after this, but I love the physical aspect of hockey.
Yes.
I love a great body check. A nice, clean body check. I actually think it's so stupid when players get blown up cleanly and their teammates go and start a fight. I think that's so stupid.
100%.
I hate that.
Bothers me so much.
Yeah, like you
see?
Come on, you loser! Like take the hit.
Yeah.
You were exposed. Take the hit.
Do you see what I mean by we have to start every conversation from the beginning?
Yes.
Yes, because we're not allowed to say, hey, this incident doesn't sit well with me without a crowd of people going, I guess you just don't like hockey then.
Yeah.
Try golf.
Steve, what do you think of the Trevor Zegras, Troy Terry, Jay Beagle thing? Well, the first game I ever went to was February 5th, 1994.
Yeah.
It was the Leafs and Red Wings.
Yeah.
And from then on, I became a shut up.
The hitting thing is so important because it works both ways. Like, I can hate when a guy fights a guy because of a clean hit, so I hate when a guy fights a guy because of a clean goal. Like, I hate both of those. Like, you're wrong on both sides if you're overreacting to something that's just allowed in hockey.
The other thing, Twitter is such a good vessel for showing people things, and it's the worst vessel for conversation.
Yes.
And there were 1,000 different conversations to be had coming out of this.
And they were all happening all at once.
All happening all at once. What do you think of what Jay Beagle did? What do you think of what Tyson Nash said? What do you think about what Brent Sopel tweeted at me? Which we can maybe get into later.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel bad for the guy.
Do you recommend cooking a turkey for 3 hours or 4 hours? There's a lot of people. There's a lot of things happening on Twitter on Saturday night after this. I just no, it got so ridiculous. The conversation morphed so much from what actually happened. So we're just gonna get to the couple issues that we see here, right?
Sure.
And I think the first thing is, they're about, I mean, Beagle's a little bit older, a little bit heavier. But here's my first problem. I don't have a problem with Jay Beagle coming in and hitting a guy from behind after he perceives that the puck was already underneath the goalie. I don't have a problem with that at all. I don't have a problem with Troy Terry engaging with him, doing a little bit of a glove face wash or whatever. They throw a few like fake punches at each other.
Yeah.
Don't have a problem with any of that. That's the way it is, and I'm fine with scrums like that.
Guys coming in and hitting somebody after they take a dig at the goalie happens like 5 times a game.
Yes.
You know, that happens all the time.
My problem is that one player hit another player while that other player was down on the ground.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My other problem is this. The NHL is a business, right? And in a business, you have to look at assets. You have to look at where your growth is coming from. And you have to look at, parts of your business. If you got a business that's multifaceted, you may have a growth sector, like a growth asset, and you may have one that's sort of on the way out and that you're not long from setting loose. And that's what the NHL is looking at here. Jay Beagle's not an NHL player this year if it is not for the contract that Jim Benning signed with Jay Beagle after the Cup run for the Washington Capitals. It's very clear from his play. I know that he works hard. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Jay Beagle is not an NHL player. And frankly,
not in 2020.
Neither is Louis Eriksson.
No.
And maybe Antoine Roussel is on like a league min deal. Maybe. All 3 of those guys were cap dump players from the Vancouver Canucks, right?
Yeah.
And they need to be on a team that needs to reach the floor.
That's right.
Remember, those contracts are very important for this NHL roster because they don't want to ice an actual team.
That still didn't reach the floor, by the way, but that's another matter.
That's crazy.
And so Jay, no offense to him personally, but Jay knows why he's there. Mm-hmm. We all know why Jay's there. The Coyotes know why. They weren't like, Jay, we're so excited to have you. And the skill that you bring. I'm sure he's a good dressing room guy, but the reality of the situation is you have an asset that is not really an asset. Jay Beagle is what you consider a liability at this point. Going after a key asset, a core asset, a person that, if the NHL actually marketed its stars, you could build a gigantic fan base around. Him, what Troy Terry and Trevor Zegras and Sonny Milano are doing in Anaheim is nothing short of incredible on a shit team. And they're creating excitement. Young kids want to be these guys. That's the kind of guy you want to build. And you've got 1 goal in 26 games, plug, cap dump Jay Beagle, pummeling him to the point where he can't see out of his eye. That, for me, from a business perspective, is a problem.
I don't know. Again, I keep hearing about this code. There's a code.
So then,
no. So what almost always happens in these situations is, goalies are going to get poked. So let's use the Leafs as an example. Leafs and Flyers, actually. Let's use that as an example.
Homer.
I know. So let's say Colin Blackwell comes in, 5'9",
Mhm.
and he Carter Hart's going to pick it up or cover the puck, and Colin Blackwell pokes at it. Now it's up for debate. Was it covered? Was it not covered?
It's the NHL. There's tons of gray area.
Tons of gray area. Zach McEwen comes in. Is he going to confetti gloves and just start beating up Colin Blackwell?
Well, he should.
Yeah. No, what always happens is he'll grab that player and immediately look up for, okay, where's my actual dance partner?
Right.
It's Wayne Simmons.
Yes.
If Colin Blackwell is on the ice and Colin Blackwell has the transgression, it won't be Zach McEwen beating the hell out of Colin Blackwell. It'll be fighting Wayne Simmons.
Which is why Zegras said that Beagle, who he would not mention, he who must not be named.
That was the only silly part on Zegras' part.
I won't fucking say his name again.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny.
It was. So the reason that Zegras is saying this is embarrassing is for that, what you just pointed out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you might argue, well, the Ducks don't have that anymore.
And that was argued on Hockey Night in Canada.
Yeah, they traded Nick Delorier. And I mean, yeah, of course they traded Nick Delorier. Like, one of the arguments used by Tyson Nash was, well, the Ducks suck. They lost 11 in a row. Well, yeah, shitty teams trade off players on expiring deals or whatever, and they try to get more assets. And I don't know, what do you want? It just, based on everything I've ever heard about the code, Jay Beagle cannot beat the shit out of Troy Terry.
Yeah.
Like, there's no honor there. No honor whatsoever. The dude doesn't have his gloves off. There's no mutual combat.
What do you say to the people who say, well, Troy decided to engage Jay Beagle?
Yeah, he cross-checked his guy in the back. Now, it's not a poke at the glove is not equal to a cross-check to the back, is not equal to getting fed while you're down. I don't know. I feel like every hockey conversation has to happen from the beginning. Here's the problem, right? And we're going to get into several conversations here. What BX has said on Hockey Night in Canada.
We'll get into that.
Sure. Well, what Tyson Nash said about like the smirking that Trevor Zegras did or the showboating or whatever. You got to know someone's going to come and kick your ass. He's right.
He is right.
But that's the problem.
That somebody's kicking your ass because you scored a goal and you're happy about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're celebrating your 5-0 lead. Don't go down 5-0.
Don't go down 5-0.